this definitely looks like a gym from the year 3000. Or better said, my office, because it's actually my office on Mondays. I come in, I get my last workout of the week. Whatever loose strings I might have in terms of footage, I'll get it done. Come in here, recorded. But what a futuristic looking gym, right? Hey, the future looks bright. I'll tell you this much. This was 475 on the pin squat. So I do this with my squatting because I'm doing it once a week. So I have to work on both my strength and I guess the muscle building part contribution the squat has on the same day. But also what this does is that this wakes me up. So I'll do this, I'll hit a relaxed single at about RPE 8. Then off that, I'll knock off a certain percentage and then do rep work to a certain RPE. Some days are better than others. That was really good. That was 475, 10 pounds below my off-season PR. But it was a lot easier than the first time. So anyhow, after that, we just did reps. Who wants to see that? It'll get better. It got after that, but that one was good. This one I'm excited about. This is my pinned good mornings, and talk about humbling. So this is 245. Yeah, 245 for sets of 6. And I think after the last set, there was maybe about 2 in the tank. And you'll see part of the reason why was because I almost ate shit, and you guys will see in a sec here. One of the reasons why you have to have the safeties. I think a big reason that this happened, you'll see, bar almost flew off me, is because I've been using heavier weights. You kind of have to decelerate a little bit with a good morning as you reach the end. So I was used to heavier weights. Can do heavier weights because of the lack of stretch reflex. So that's kind of crazy though, how much I've lost about 70 pounds. So there we go. See that? Yep. So I think, just finished a little too aggressively and almost lost it. Got my stuff together though, and we continued. I was like, should I just put this back? But I'm like, nah, if you put it back, this is going to freak you out even more. So for my mental sanity, we just went with it and finished, got our last 5 reps in. But as you can see, I lost about 70 pounds on this thing here. Technically speaking, I'm pretty good at the lift. Still lost 70 pounds because of the lack of the stretch reflex. So it kind of makes me feel very optimistic about where my squat might be on a really, really good day. So I definitely feel like it's over 500 right now, but I don't want to say. Anyhow, so that was the fun work. Those are the movements that I want to get strong in. In recent times, I've been bringing back the bench press, but it's going to be pretty in and out. There's a combine contest at this gym actually where, so they have weight classes, and you can just get a bunch of dudes together and see who can rep out 225 the most. So I said, might as well. Biggest thing though, it's there's a raffle, which I don't get how this works, but it's I think there's about 70 people that have entered, but someone's going to win $10,000. So I'm like, you know what? Even if I get creamed, whatever. I'll just, I'll throw my name in there. What I wanted to finish off with this week is because I've been getting a lot of questions about the Myo-reps that I have been using, and I wanted you guys to see them in practice. So these are my curls. And I think I have lateral raises for you guys, and then I have some inverted rows with some weight, so you guys can see kind of sort of how we do that. But just to kind of give you a feel of how it goes. At this point, I don't necessarily I'm not super precise with my breaths. I kind of know based off how the day is going, the size of the muscle group, the exercise, how much rest I need before I get back in there to make it, feel like basically I'm back at RPE, we'll say 5-ish, 6-ish, or simply just back before I have to, without taking too long, that I have to start getting a few reps in to get to that point where full, motor unit activation is taking place. I want to get right back to that sweet spot where it's a rep 1 is slow, right? And everything is firing to get it moving. So that's where I want to get back into, but I also don't want to get in there too quick where it might cause me reps, right? So I'm kind of erratic with this. Sometimes I get in there a little faster, sometimes I get in there a little slower, but this is something that I've built up to. Initially, I did need a more firm system, and I had to go by that system in order to figure it out. But now it's to the point where it's I'm not there counting my breaths. There's no timer somewhere that I'm staring at. I'm really auto-regulating it. And again, the biggest perk to this is it does save me a whole lot of reps over the course of a workout, which again, going on my 20th year of training, like, I need to limit my action sometimes. So this is again something that I do feel will add up over time, and I can just save the, I guess, more traditional straight sets and reps when it comes to movements that I do want to get good at. And it's not just about like getting those reps where all muscle fibers are partaking, but the actual like practice of the technique. So for me, that's the good morning. For me, that's the squat, the dumbbell press, things like that. But everything else, for the most part, I need it. It's there to put on some muscle. So I'm doing things in this fashion. And not that you can't get strong on myo-reps, it's just that even those, I guess you could say, those junk reps where full muscle activation is not taking place, there's still a way for you to, grease the groove, to practice the technique, right? So you do lose out on those. And again, like, to me, it's just like, I do take pride in like sequences on lateral raise. Like, I've never done 35 pounds for this many reps across this many sets. Yes, like that's I take pride in it because it shows that I'm progressing, that chances are there's muscle that I have put on, but I don't necessarily take it the same as with the I don't come out of those sets like with bloodshot eyes the way I do after a 6 set of squats where I'm like, holy crap, 500 pounds for a set of 5 I've never done. It's very different. And I still want to get strong. I mean, that's why I'm obviously hitting like those heavy singles on the squats, and I'm making an effort to slowly build up those dumbbells because I do take pride in my strength. Bodybuilder first, second, and third for sure. But to me, it's just like, hey, if you're going to be here at the gym, it's like you might as well get yourself some strength. I enjoy being strong. Nothing like, man, it's such an empowering feeling. And I know personally that I have just simply enjoyed my training the most not just when like things are going well development wise, but when I feel unbreakable, like when I feel like that strong dude in the weight room. So yeah, we're slowly trying to get back to that. I feel healthy as can be, and that matters a lot at this point. So with that said, I think we have just lateral raises, and then that's it. These will get more interesting. I want to do more things when it comes to the eating, so you guys can kind of see how just how off the charts that stuff can be. I suspect that I'm weighing closer to 200 pounds at night now with clothes and with food in me. But I suspect that I'm probably waking up on most days, worst case, like 192. And I do suspect that by mid-June, I'll be closer to anything between 194 to 197 is enough. Again, the weight gain is not because there's a certain number that I want to get to. I do think that I'll lift more comfortably when I'm heavier. Like on my squat, I almost don't feel like I'm squatting. I feel like I'm just collapsing on my own belly, just collapsing on my own matter, basically. That's kind of what it feels like on a good day. But so lifting will be, be more comfy, but also at the same time, the weight gain is it's evidence that we are eating at least enough, right? That we're eating enough to create new tissue. And that's why, again, I'm not looking for weight gain, but I do want it to trend in that general direction. If you are a low-level intermediate, you definitely want to see it head in a certain direction pretty clearly. Even a mid-level intermediate, you might want to go through phases where, you're probably gaining like 2 to 3 times faster than I'm gaining right now. But for me, that would just be would be a lot of excess that I have to go back and clean up, and that would be extra time spent not growing at the end. So anyhow, guys, these are the Myo-reps. That's kind of what they look like. Took me a while to get them to this point where I can just get back in there and I kind of sort of know where I will be and how much volume I want. And I'm adding clusters per week. So it starts off with like activations at 3 clusters. This is like towards the end of that block, so that's why I'm doing so many clusters. And then I just add a cluster every week until we get to that threshold, and then we start all over again. And that's kind of sort of how it goes. So anyhow, guys, hey, we're doing it again. let me know what you guys want to see. So far, so good, man. It's helping me out. So I appreciate it just as much as you guys do.